Hello, my name is James and welcome to Near Domains. I'm slowly trying to catch up with some movies that I haven't seen throughout the year, and I'm trying to do so before the end of the year so I can do my best and worst of lists. That being said, I recently watched Morgan, and I skipped it during the year because, during the theatrical release, because it just looked like a remake of Ex Machina, which was a movie that I really liked last year, and it felt like the same premise in the sense that, okay, they have this experiment, this girl that is dangerous and can't get out of the facility, and if she does, then it's going to be a threat to all of society, and people are there to study and examine it. And in that sense, it sort of is like Ex Machina, but it doesn't play out like Ex Machina at all, which I was very happy to see. And I have to say that I really enjoyed it for the acting alone. And there's one scene in particular, and that's the scene with Paul Giamatti. It is a longer scene, and the performances in it, both from him and Anya Taylor-Joy, who plays Morgan, she just plays this deadpan kind of reaction to him because she's like genetically engineered to be a weapon. And I'll talk about it more as I go through what the whole movie kind of encompasses. It basically starts off with Kate Mara's character as a risk analysis person for the company that's financing all of this. She comes in and, she's ready to start looking through an incident where Morgan stabbed one of her keepers in the eye. And she's there to basically assess the situation to see if Morgan's going to be a threat to them and it's going to be, a failure of an experiment or not. And if it is, then they've kind of put in the directive, okay, make sure that it's contained. So, yeah, dispatch her if it gets out of hand. And I gotta say, for the most part, Kate Mara does an excellent job in this film. It's very surprising, very subtle performance. But as I said, it all culminates around the scene with Paul Giamatti, who comes in as a psychologist to do this test on her to see if, she's mentally able to continue or if she should be destroyed. And I'm just in awe of how that whole scene played out. It is the hook for me. It's not what happens in the third act. It's this whole scene with Paul Giamatti. I know I'm overselling it, but it's something that made me want to watch it again because that's how well done it is. And then, of course, she fights and she escapes with this one keeper, and Kate Mara has to track her down before she gets out of the compound. And it plays out pretty much the way that you would think it would, and it's got a nice little twist towards the end, but you kind of see it coming, kind of start to place things in your head that, this is a possibility. This is a possibility, and then when it plays out, you're like, that's very satisfying. Very satisfying. And it ends differently than Ex Machina. I don't want that to be a spoiler, but it does, and it's a very satisfying ending. So, to give it my score, here's the score sheet. I gave 1.5 for the acting because of Paul Giamatti. The directing was competent for the first time for this new director. 1.5 as well. The story, 1.5. It's got a little bit of an issue in the fact that some of the characters don't get fleshed out that much, but it's a smaller piece, so I kind of forgave that. But I still gave it 1.5 for the story. Cinematography and score, both serviceable. And the watchability factor, as I said, I wanted to go back and watch that one scene again, so I gave 1.5 for the watchability factor, adding all that up. That's a 7 for Morgan. It's a pleasant surprise. Yeah, I totally recommend it. All right. That's it. If you've liked what you've seen, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe.
Do you like it here?
Yes.
What do you like about it?
I like my friends.
Do you think they treat you like a friend?
I mean, you think it's normal for friends to lock each other in cages?
What would you do If I recommended that you should not be allowed to leave this room? What if I recommended that you be terminated?
We should end this.
Answer me. What would you do?